Nottingham Trent University, London. She has more than 19 years of teaching and research. Her area of expertise includes microelectronics devices, modeling and characterization, low power VLSI, circuit design, and advanced FET design for IoT. She published more than 72 research papers in different international and national journals and conferences, which include SCI and Scopus Index journals and conferences. She also published 13 Indian patents and 2 copyrights. She has received the Research Excellence Award in 2019 and Research Appreciation Award in 2020 and 21 from La Professional University, India. She has edited and authored more than 15 books in different areas of electronics and electrical engineering. She is associated with the different professional bodies, that is IEEE, Fellow IETE, and Life Member of ISC. So now, without taking much time, I would like to request and invite Dr. Sumandata Tripathi ma'am to start the session. May I hand over to you?
Thank you for inviting me for
Ma'am,
this.
your voice is not audible.
Okay, okay. Wait. Am I audible now? Okay, okay. Okay, so thank you, Nikita, Dr. Nikita, for inviting me, and Dr. Abhishek. Yeah, am I audible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So I'm very thankful to the head of Department of Electronics and Computer Engineering who has invited me, research coordinators, Director, Oriental College of Engineering and Technology, Oriental College of Engineering and Technology. So this is it's a great privilege to deliver on research writing, research paper writing. Okay, so not going to waste your time. Let me open my PPT. So here I'm going to share, although it's a kind of not a kind of any fixed rule for writing a research paper, but definitely some technology if you'll follow those methodologies and go in certain following certain steps, so definitely the outcome or result will be better. So for that here I think my screen is visible.
Uh,
Okay, okay. So here,
Now
is
it
it
is
visible?
built.
Okay. So here, so is it properly? Hello. Okay.
Yes.
My topic of discussion for today is art of technical research paper writing. So although I do not find myself that much expert of this area, but yes, definitely some of publication I have a good in SCI journals. So whatever my experiences with those SCI journals, the acceptance, rejection, and publication. So I have identified few important points. Through that we can move ahead for research writing process, research paper writing process. So first of all, the thing is your area of research. So normally we think about the writing paper when we were doing some higher studies like MTech, or in some of the colleges MTech also paper publication is compulsory, and then mostly PhD means your any area whichever relevant to the engineering sciences. So there the requirement of those scholar that they have to meet at minimum Scopus journal, or two Scopus conferences, or one or two SCI journals. So depend upon particular university. So One thing is that it is the area of research is that whichever relevant to your PhD work or your MTech talk, which has been assigned to you through your guide. That is one thing. Another thing that not all are doing PhD or doing MTech. So those who have already completed their MTech, they are not pursuing PhD, or they have already completed PhD, but they want their research profile to be updated. So in that case, how to identify particular thirst area? So for that, I have identified few things which I also feel and get some input in past years. One thing, how to identify thirst research is a key funding area of grant. Because every college and university gives some target regarding the writing research proposal or grant. So they, from that, we when we go ahead for any particular scheme, so particular scheme is relevant to particular research area sometimes, although they are broad area only mentioned. So if you want to select certain specific one, so you cannot exactly get it from the funding or scheme. So for that, this is one of the key point, through that you can identify the research area. And another point is related to sustainable goal. So now every government, whether it is national or international platform, they have identified certain sustainable development keywords. Okay, so that we call sometimes SDG keywords. So to achieve the sustainable goal, so if you are going to utilize any topic related to sustainable goal, so that will be helpful to you later on to meet other research target assigned by your university. Because here now I am delivering to the faculty, mostly the faculty or scholars. So they always have some research target that they should meet the paper which they have done, that should meet sustainable goal, that should be in priority funding areas, or that should be focus of government, or sometimes to enrich the discipline. So these are the important points. The third one is focus of major focus area of government, and one of the example I quoted over here, like in current past updates by Government of India related to semiconductor industry. So those who are relevant to this field, basically the physics people, the science people, or electronics engine people, specifically VLSI design engineers. So they have opportunity to work in semiconductor industry. Multiple job offers are there in this particular area, and you can as a faculty. Faculty, what you can do, you can train your students relevant to this particular area, whether you're research scholar or your MTech scholar. So we have both kinds of target of our scholars, or target of our own. So through that, by identifying these points, we can finalize our research area. So first thing, which area we are going to write, that is very important. And whether it is related to certain things, these important bullets are not, it is related to key funding area, or it is related to sustainable goal, or area of government focus, or it is some way or the other, it is going to enrich the discipline, particular discipline like IoT, VLSI, embedded system, or something. Because I am related to electronics, so I am talking about these areas. Otherwise, there are several other areas, like if you are electrical background, then you can have electric vehicle, energy saving devices, and all. And other there are some other engineering discipline. They can also get the ideas from these funding schemes, sustainable goal, focus of government, and based on future researchers to provide a base. Another thing, that whether the research paper or area which you are going to work, that has future scope or not. Okay, because if that has will have the future scope, then you can assign certain topic to your scholars or MTech students to work in that particular area. Another thing, the research key areas come from the situation like pandemic, COVID-19. Number of new research keywords came into the picture after this kind of situation. Another thing, the last point related to your area of research, how to identify that one is conference website. So normally the popular conference website, they have the title of that conference relevant to the latest focus of research through certain government or certain research societies or at the level of international or national. So like one of the example I quoted over here, one of the example, let me show you the website how to see the how to identify from any conference. So here I have already opened one conference. I think I have closed it. Yeah, this one. So this is one of the conference which is related to the Asia Pacific Society, and here suppose you want to see the call for paper, so you can, from the call for paper also you can put the specific research focus of a certain. So I think you all know these kind of things, but yes, those who are beginners, they can identify their particular research area through this. So actually it's opening, sometime it took time. Let me refresh my browser. Okay, so I think my screen is visible, but it's opening. So let it be open. Another thing is that I already discussed, that the government focus, through this also we can identify certain keywords like here, that's in this, like semiconductor industry, especially to see fabrication and related to displays or TV. So these are in keywords. You can get it through the government website or funding agencies and all, and some of them you can identify through the conference website, like here I think it is open, so you can see here these are certain. So if you target any standard conference na, then you definitely you can get better uh, topics, means the topic of research you can decide from these uh, important conferences. So this is one of the conference which is to be held in November. Neural information processing. So it is multidisciplinary kind of thing, and most of the topic relevant is related to social and government focus. Okay, so another thing is the related funding organizations where you can check that whether your area of research is relevant to certain key focus of funding agencies or not, because sometimes our university also say that you write proposal only in the area of key funding agencies. Okay, so in that you can surf the website of DST, Department of Science and Technology, then SERB, which is online portal, and DRDO project, CSIR project, ISRO, and area related to international. So some funding agencies and international fellowships are also there. You can identify, you can get the information through certain social networking website like LinkedIn, and National Center for Communication Security. This is another agency, government agency, and not only this, there are many more. You may be better knowing about it. Okay, so these are certain. Now next thing is how to map sustainable goal with your thirst area. So here I have identified few areas only, although here in my Excel sheet you can find here. So my university has identified these number of sustainable goal, keyword for sustainable goal. So whenever you start writing any paper, you definitely try to map your research focus to certain keywords. So here number of keywords are there, SDG, with different SDG area, and each SDG area has number of keywords. So you at least you should map such a research area with your research area with SDG keyword. Here I have identified, means kept only few keywords like healthcare, medicine, energy efficiency, gender inequality, water resources, economic growth, industrial growth, environmental and pollution, climate change, and agriculture and food. So these are certain major area, and then you can identify all the keywords related to these. So here some additional words are there in Excel sheet, which I have shown you. So similar kind of keywords you can find out through the website of Sustainable Goal. Means there are, every government has certain fixed kind of sustainable goal. So you can identify from government of for website, government of India website, or some other international platforms. So that is important. Why this is important? Because suppose randomly you have chosen the research area. Hello. Yeah. Any issue? Wait. Any issue?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So here, suppose you have started writing any research paper randomly. Okay, and you have not mapped it with the key funding area and sustainable goal. And suppose you have published 5 6 papers, and you are going to start writing a proposal, or you are going to start writing uh, means any writing a project for sustainable goal. So in that case, your paper is which is done, if suppose it is not relevant to any of that area, so that your publication will not support them. Okay, because everybody after completion of PhD, everybody want to get certain funding. Okay, and funding need a good base of your publication. Okay, so while writing your paper, you also take care of the sustainable keywords, sustainable goal, keywords related to sustainable goal, or funding agencies keywords or key focus area of funding agencies. Okay, now next thing is paper structure. So all most of you are aware of the paper structure, but let me rediscuss on this point, that which one is most important. So first thing, whenever you start, you have already, I discussed about how to identify the research area. So one thing, your PhD topic or thesis topic. Another thing which I discussed right now. Okay, after deciding the title will not be exactly the fixed one. You just, first of all, you take a title which is relevant to whatever requirement as per your expertise or your targets. Okay, so for title, once you decide the title, then you can start exploring the introduction part. So introduction part is nothing but a kind of review. Okay, introduction is a kind of review of existing work. Okay, and that existing work, how will you review? That is one important thing. How will you review? So you should follow the review. Means suppose you are reading some paper of the key focus or search area. So just put the keyword in Google, and suppose let me give one example on this. Okay, like suppose my postdoc topic is ML, machine learning or FPGA. So I can put this topic like this. Just place this one. So you may get number of things, some videos, some papers, something. Okay, so you just open any one of the paper which you find the most reliable. Okay, like IEEE or some Springer elsewhere, any one of them, or like this. Okay, so actually here, yeah. So this way, so you can open any topics here. Some boards are showing, like here Intel company is also showing me some certain company website also you can open for e-focus. Okay, so you may get certain important here actually. So you can open any relevant website which you feel better. and you can start with any single paper of that. Okay. Yeah, so here I can see one paper is open now. Okay, so you can search with certain keyword of your areas. Like I search FPGA for image processing. Definitely ML will automatically embedded into it. So I have opened one journal relevant to this. I can get the references from that paper, further references from that paper. Okay, like here, just go to reference section. You can get other papers relevant to that paper. Okay, so you just type any keyword and you can get it, uh, some relevant website, and you can download certain papers. Some of them may be open access, some of them may not be the open access. So in that case you can surf the same paper on certain website like academia, researchgate. There the authors are available, they can send you the paper. Once you give the request, you can put some message requesting particular paper, so you can get that paper also. So here first you start with your title, then you start writing introduction, and introduction will be the review work and review of the papers in sequence relevant to your area, because sequence is important just to make a proper flow. Just like a story, there should be a kind of a story so that reader get interest. Okay, the researcher finds something, some information from that. Okay, so you need to take care of the flow. Okay, basically here in introduction part you need to take care of the flow. Okay, and sometimes the authors, what they do, they write introduction, then just after that they write about literature review also. But I suggest that if you are writing introduction and you have already included literature review over there, because I am talking about scientific paper review, I will discuss later on. So if you have already taken the important review papers in your introduction, then no need to add on the literature review part, because normally we do like that in report writing. But scientific paper is not kind of report. It's a kind of just like a concrete or derived form of a report. Means whatever the important thing that you related to your research work, you have just concised it into a fixed length of paper of 12 pages, 15 pages, 25 pages, depending upon a particular journal. Okay, so if you have already covered most of review, review work, means most of your existing work, most of the existing work in your introduction part, then no need to write literature review again, because then repetition will be there sometimes. So try to avoid that thing. Otherwise, if you want specifically, you want that no, all the topics has not been covered in introduction, in that case you can add on one review, literature review also. But try to avoid those things. Avoid literature review heading. Actually we are already doing literature review, so there is no need to keep literature review over there. Okay, then description of proposed work. Like suppose, let me give one example. Suppose I am going to design any particular semiconductor device, or a circuit or a VLSI circuit. So what we need to describe over here in proposed work. So proposed work, if your device is whatever device you have designed, whether it is novel or it is improvement in existing one, that must be discussed over here in description of your proposed work, including some diagrams of your circuit or diagrams of your device. If the if you are related to areas like IoT or some other image processing and signal processing, then also you can add on some model which you have proposed. So description of proposed work, but description of proposed work doesn't mean that you need to the result also in it. Okay, so description of proposed work, it means what you have implemented. You are just going to describe that, yes, I have used this particular tool, or I have performed this particular experiment and design this. Okay, but if performed in our experiment or design work or implementation work, that will not be part of this description completely, because then further that will elaborate in the result and discussion part. So actually here this part is nothing but this one is the heading related to result. Okay, so result can be your experimental work, it can be simulation work, it can be design, it can be hardware implementation. Like suppose uh, you have identified or proposed some algorithm, and then you have written certain program related to that algorithm and implemented on FPGA board. So that is, so all these kind cover most of the research areas of engineering. So there what you need to take care while description of your experimental work. Okay, so in that if you are using certain diagrams, okay, like diagram of circuit, diagram of device, or certain graph means suppose you have done certain plot between the parameters, performance parameters, or you have done some bar chart. Okay, bar chart related to performance parameter along with the comparison with existing work, and also the tools how to get those diagrams with high definition, means high quality images, how to draw those diagrams, graphs, bar, uh, okay, of high quality. So there are certain softwares, okay, like Visio. Okay, there are some online e-draw tools are also available, like draw.io. Although the latest version of Windows means Windows 10 onwards, lot of facilities are there. You can draw the diagrams in Windows also, or Excel also. Okay, but the if you want good pixel, then Visio will be one of the best software which you can use for diagrams, and origin for the graphs, where you can just like Excel, you can plot graphs in origin, and you can do all kinds of formatting over there in origin, which is not possible in Excel sometimes. Okay, and the quality of images will also be very good in Visio and origin, and you can save those diagrams permanently as a source file. Later on, whenever it will be asked on certain website, for certain journal, you can upload the images separately. So if you have drawn the images, you will be having source file of those images. So sometimes the journal also asks for source file. Okay, so if you are doing like that, that will be definitely good for you. Okay, for writing a proposal. Then discussion and comparison. So suppose you have done certain experiment, certain simulation, design, hardware. So you want to showcase the novelty of your work. So novelty will be the part of abstract, it will be part of introduction. Okay, but you should additionally do it in the discussion and comparison part. So sometimes people write discussion and comparison inside result and discussion only, so there is no issue, it depends upon your paper, so or your work, you can do like that. So comparison, why it is important? Suppose you have designed certain device and showing that it is having this much of performance, like it is power saving up to 10%, but you have not checked similar kind of paper with suppose having 9% of improvement, then how can you claim that your design is better? So in that case also you can showcase your novelty, maybe some other parameter where you are having advantage, like on off current ratio, leakage current, or something. So you have to, like suppose whatever good thing in you, you always tries to showcase that good thing, or project that good thing in front of everyone. So same thing we'll do in our paper also. Okay, we all know that we have lot of work, and as a faculty we do not find much time, but whatever you did, anyhow you have managed and got certain result. And so how to present that in best manner way. Okay, best manner, how to present that work. So that is important. Okay, so how to do this if certain other paper is already available and showing with very good performance and similar kind of device or circuit, or if your whatever your area algorithm. So how to present your paper in novel manner. Okay, so how to highlight novelty of your paper. So that is important, so that you can highlight in terms of the structural changes, in terms of circuit level changes. I'm talking about in this manner. In if you are writing CSE background, if you are CSE background, in terms of algorithm, in terms of performance parameters, suppose algorithm is same algorithm, but after adding certain thing, you have managed with better performance. But not all performance is good. Not every parameter is better, or you are achieving good value. So, but then identify which is there some parameter where you are getting the results. Then you can justify that I am getting function, but on-off current ratio slightly degraded, but there is optimization, power consumption, and leakage, power consumption, and on-off current ratio. Okay. So this way you highlight the things in your paper. Then discussion and comparison. Just I was discussing comparison part only. Comparison part, it is better to some table. So table will be something related to performance comparison. So you can add 2-3 rows for your work, proposed work. If you have proposed more than one method, then 2-3 rows, and remaining rows means at least 5-6 references. Even 2-3 references are there, then also if 2-3 references of very good quality, that will work in that. And then conclusion. But why I have highlighted this blue, that if you are able to write introduction, basically we start with title, because if title is not clear, then how will you write introduction, how will you do review part? So first the title, then your introduction, then description of proposed work, then experimental work, then you can write your abstract. Okay, so you just put heading abstract, but and keyword, keyword you can write anytime, because keyword, when you have decided your area, definitely you know about the keyword, because without getting without knowing about the keyword, and so first thing is your introduction, then description of proposed work, experimental work, and then you can write your abstract. Okay, so once this is complete experimental work, you can write for discussion comparison. Then conclusion, it will be very easier. Conclusion is almost parallel to abstract, but in abstract we give complete achievements. In abstract, there we just target that we project that we are going to do this, and there we are getting better results with this much of achievement. But exactly what achievement will be there, that you can showcase your conclusion part. And how and application will also be the part of conclusion, because whatever the research you have done, whether it is applicable to certain goals or not. Okay, and then future scope is optional. If you want to write future scope, you can add on. Okay, if you have identified something that you can carry ahead this work for this fabrication part, or visualization of implementation of it, so that you can add on in future scope. Next very important thing is references. So references normally depend upon the particular journal, which format you need to do, APA, IEEE, whatever. So that depends upon particular journal. So references is very important. So when you write introduction, this is very important thumb rule. When you start introduction paper review. So at the same time, you make one reference bullet, and just below the reference, you add on the reference which is added in the introduction. So introduction and reference you can make parallelly. You make the introduction and references, but some of the people, some of the authors, they use software, so they prefer softwares, and they normally prefer that I can add references later on. Okay, but what I suggest, always depend upon software, because sometimes software also do mistakes. Okay, so it is better, yes, later on you can use software, but it is better if you are writing introduction, so parallelly you can start adding on the references. Okay, so that will be helpful to you, and you can manage your paper within a month, good paper within a month, if you'll go in sequence. But suppose you have written introduction, description, everything is done, and references not much, so later on when you add on references through, so you may miss certain references which you have read very thoroughly, and